we got to talk about the shutdown. The Schumer shutdown is still continuing, Brittany, and it is the Schumer shutdown. There is no doubt about it. Whenever you have the vast majority of Republicans voting to fund the government, and the Democrats are the ones every single time who are voting not to fund the government, it is Chuck Schumer and the Democrats shutdown. President Trump floated this idea about ending the filibuster. He said on Thursday that Senate Republicans should invoke what he calls the nuclear option to bypass the 60-vote filibuster rule and allow legislation to reopen the federal government to pass with a simple majority vote. There are people out there who say, well, you can't do that because then what if the Democrats do the same thing in the future? What do you think about ending the filibuster in order to reopen the government and at least fund our air traffic controllers, our military, make sure that people get SNAP benefits, babies get their food, etc.
What it speaks of to me is somebody that, as the Democrats say, well, we care about the suffering of millions of people. Well, how much can you really care about the suffering of millions
Yep.
of people when you're willing to put millions of people through suffering by shutting down the government? I'm a military wife. Our paycheck is directly connected to this mess. And I get even more concerned about our military that's currently overseas. A lot of these enlisted guys, they don't make enough as much as they should to begin with. And so not only are they missing their families right now, they're also missing their paychecks. We have air traffic controllers, one of the most high-pressured jobs in the country. And instead of having their head in the game and directing air traffic, they're sitting there thinking about how they're going to buy groceries and how they're going to pay their mortgage or make their rent. This is a massive problem. It may or may not be, fair that 43 million Americans are on SNAP. We can have the debate all day long about that program and fraud, waste, and abuse in it. But at the end of the day, right now, the reality is there are 43 million Americans who are on SNAP. And they're not going to get their benefits, or at least their full benefits. When you start talking about options like that, yes, of course, it's a very real concern that what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? If one side does it now, the other side could do it later. But I think when you're pushed to this breaking point of very serious real world consequences, and you have Senate Democrats who are unwilling to budge, this is a simple math game, right? You have 52 Republicans in the Senate who are lined up to support this bill that would fully fund the military, fully fund SNAP benefits, fully fund all of this stuff in a clean CR, and have voted now, over a dozen times. It needs 8 Democrat votes to get through, and it currently has 3. So I think when it comes to the filibuster, I understand the mentality that says all options have to be on the table, or else we're going to start really feeling the hurt, and millions of Americans are going to be feeling it right alongside.